Chosen one, understand this. Not everyone will be able to carry what is being released into your life. Not everyone is positioned to receive the flow of wealth, favor, and abundance that is being unlocked in this season. This transfer, this shift, this release of billionaire-level energy is not designed for the masses. It is designed for the prepared, for the chosen, for those who endured the refining fire and did not let go of their faith when the process grew heavy. The calling on your life is rare, and with that calling comes a reward that few can comprehend. The spotlight of divine abundance is resting on you because you are aligned, obedient, and ready. Before we dive deeper into this message, I want you to do something important. Watch this video until the very end, because every word carries a vibration of breakthrough. And in the comments, write your warmest wishes and 144. Why? Because when you release words of blessing, you don't just speak into your own life, you energize the universe itself. Your wishes, when combined with faith and divine timing, set into motion realities waiting to manifest. Now, chosen one, show your light by liking this video and subscribe to the channel, and let's step into this together. Chosen one, let us continue. This transfer is not ordinary wealth. It is wealth with purpose. This is not money without meaning. This is abundance assigned to mission. You were set apart not simply to live in comfort, but to carry influence, to shift atmospheres, to fund visions that will break chains and open doors for others. The reason this transfer is not for everyone is because not everyone can handle the weight of it. Wealth without wisdom becomes destruction, but in your hands, it will become expansion. In your spirit, it will become light to others. In your path, it will become proof that God does not forget the faithful. You endured seasons of lack, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being trained. Scarcity taught you discipline. Rejection taught you discernment. Isolation taught you resilience. Every tear you shed, every moment you thought you were left behind, was shaping you for this exact moment. That's why when others see the sudden shift in your life, they will not understand the process you walked through. They will see the wealth, but they will not see the wilderness. They will see the crown, but they will not see the crushing that came before it. The transfer is near. Chosen one. This billionaire shift is already in motion, aligning itself to your path. The opportunities that once bypassed you will now recognize you. The doors that were locked will swing open, not because you forced them, but because the timing is divine. You will begin to notice favor resting on your name, influence attached to your presence, and access granted where once you were denied. This is the evidence of transfer, the unseen aligning with the seen, the invisible wealth of the Spirit manifesting in the material world. Do not mistake this transfer as something you begged for. It is something that was written for you. It is not coming because of luck, but because of legacy. It is not appearing because of chance, but because of choice. The choice to remain faithful. The choice to remain aligned. The choice to not give up when you had every reason to. This is why it is not for everyone. Many gave up too early. Many surrendered to the weight of the process. But you endured, and because of that endurance, the flow of billionaire energy is locating you. Chosen one, when divine wealth begins to move, it does not move in silence. It shifts atmospheres. It rearranges circumstances. It pulls together connections you never thought possible. You are stepping into a season where resources are no longer scarce, but strategic. This transfer is not about numbers in a bank account. It is about divine positioning. The wealth being assigned to you comes with a responsibility, because it is meant to serve something greater than yourself. You are not just receiving money. You are receiving access, influence, and keys to doors that others have been waiting for someone to open. Understand this. Not everyone can walk in this transfer because not everyone has the purity of intention to steward it. Money in the wrong hands corrupts, but money in the hands of the chosen multiplies light. That's why you were tested with seasons of nothingness, so that when everything arrives, your heart does not shift away from the purpose. You will not waste it, because you know what it means to live without it. You will not hoard it, because you understand that it flows better when it circulates. You will not let it control you, because you have already been trained to rise above the need for external validation. There will be people who cannot understand why this transfer is happening to you. Some will say you didn't deserve it. Some will claim it was chance. Others will try to explain it away as coincidence. But deep down, you know this has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with divine selection. This moment was written before you were born. This billionaire transfer is evidence of alignment between your destiny and divine timing. You may notice new doors opening quickly, conversations shifting in your favor, and opportunities flowing without you chasing them. That is the sign of wealth transfer. The season where you had to push and push without results is over. Now the results will chase you. The very energy around you will pull in abundance. You will magnetize resources, partnerships, and platforms because your vibration has risen to match the frequency of overflow. But chosen one, take heed. This is not the time to blend in. This is the time to stand out with discernment. You must understand that when wealth arrives, so does attention. And with attention comes both support and envy. Some will clap for you in public, but curse you in private. Some will smile while plotting to attach themselves to what they did not labor for. This is why discernment is your shield. You must know who is genuinely assigned to walk with you and who only wants to eat from the table without understanding the cost it took to build it. Do not be surprised when some of the closest ones to you cannot celebrate this shift. Remember, this transfer was not for everyone. It was for you. And the reason it was for you is because you endured what they did not. You walked through fire they ran from. You carried weights they dropped. And now the harvest is attached to your name. This is why you must remain anchored. The world may see wealth, but heaven sees stewardship. You are carrying out a divine plan, and the abundance flowing into your hands will be proof that you were chosen not just to rise, but to reign. Chosen one, wealth transfer is not random. It is intentional. It is not falling into your hands by accident. It is arriving because of the spiritual laws you aligned with, even when you didn't realize it. Every act of discipline, every sacrifice, every moment you refused to compromise your values became a bud. Now those seeds are maturing into a harvest so great, it must be called a transfer, because it's moving from the unworthy into the hands of the chosen. This is why your journey felt so strange. You watched others take shortcuts and rise quickly, while your path was marked with delays, setbacks, and rejection. But what seemed like delay was actually preservation. You were being kept for the right time, because if you had received too soon, you might have lost it. If you had received prematurely, it could have destroyed you. But now, you are seasoned, matured, sharpened by both fire and wisdom. That is why the transfer belongs to you. And chosen one, this is bigger than money. This is inheritance. An inheritance carries weight, history, and destiny attached to it. What you are stepping into is not just wealth. It is authority. It is the ability to make decisions that shape not just your life, but the lives of others. It is the influence to change the narrative in industries, families, and nations. That's why this transfer is not for everyone. Because with it comes a mantle, and not everyone is prepared to carry it. Expect resistance. Whenever wealth shifts, power shifts, and those who once controlled it will not release it without a fight. But understand this: the fight is not yours. It is already settled. The transfer is not being negotiated. It is being enforced. No opposition can stop what heaven has decreed. The resources will find you because your name is stamped on them. What has been locked up is being unlocked, and what has been delayed is being accelerated. Do not minimize what is happening. You are not simply getting money. You are being elevated into a new identity. You are being marked as a steward of abundance, one who will hold and move wealth as a weapon of light. That means every dollar, every connection, every opportunity you receive will carry spiritual backing. When you speak in rooms, your words will carry influence not because of status, but because of the authority that comes from divine endorsement. So walk boldly, chosen one. You are not an imposter. You are not lucky. You are the rightful heir stepping into a prepared inheritance. This billionaire transfer was never meant for the crowd. It was meant for the remnant, the refined, the ones who endured the wilderness without breaking. That is why it has your name written on it. That is why the doors will not close against you. And that is why no voice of envy or doubt can take it from you. Chosen one, understand this: what is being placed in your hands is not just for your comfort, it is for your calling. This transfer is designed to position you, not simply to prosper you. Yes, you will enjoy the fruit of it, but more importantly, you will steward it for divine purposes. You will carry out assignments that cannot be completed without resources. And that is why you were chosen, because you have proven that money will not master you. You will master it, directing it into the channels where it fulfills its higher purpose. The truth is, abundance is a test. Many believe it is lack that tests a person, but in reality, wealth tests the heart more than poverty ever could. In poverty, you learn survival. In wealth, you reveal integrity. Some cannot handle the exposure that comes with riches. They become corrupted, arrogant, careless. That is why this transfer cannot go to just anyone. It had to bypass the proud, the reckless, the unfaithful, and land in the hands of the chosen, the ones who endured discipline and carried humility. Now is the time for strategy. The transfer does not arrive so you can scatter it randomly. It arrives so you can build. You must build structures, systems, and legacies that will outlive you. This is not about temporary displays of wealth. This is about creating foundations that sustain generations. Think bigger than the moment. Think in terms of lineage, culture, and eternity. Because what you establish with this transfer will not be erased when you leave. It will ripple forward, impacting those who come after you. But do not be surprised when others cannot comprehend what you're carrying. They will ask, why you? They will wonder how you, who came from nothing, who was overlooked, who had no connections, suddenly sit in a seat of abundance. Some will not celebrate. They will criticize. Some will not honor. They will envy. And yet, their disbelief is the evidence that what you've stepped into is divine. Because if man could explain it, they could try to take credit for it. But they cannot, because it was God's hand that made the transfer. Chosen one, this moment demands wisdom. Do not flaunt what has been given to you as if it is for show. The power of this transfer is not in what is seen. It is in what is moved. Move quietly, but effectively. Strategize in silence, but let the results speak loudly. Not everyone needs to know what you hold, but everyone will eventually feel the impact of what you release. That is the way of divine wealth. It works not through noise, but through influence. So, step forward with courage. This billionaire transfer is a crown, a mantle, and a responsibility. Wear it with humility, wield it with wisdom, and walk in it with boldness. Because the world will soon see, it was never about everyone. It was always about you, the chosen one. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Wealth in your hands is not an accident. It is a divine appointment. And with every appointment comes both opportunity and opposition. The opportunity is the ability to build, to plant, to expand, to elevate lives far beyond your own. The opposition, however, comes in the form of distraction, deception, and destruction. These forces will attempt to derail the purpose of what you now carry. That is why you must remain guarded, not in fear, but in wisdom. This transfer is not for indulgence, but for impact. Yes, you will taste abundance, but the true mark of this wealth is how it flows beyond you. You will notice that as resources increase, so does responsibility. The more you are given, the more carefully you must choose where it goes. You cannot pour into every hand that stretches toward you. Some hands are meant to receive, but others are designed to drain. Discernment will be your strongest ally. Understand also that wealth reveals character, not only yours, but those around you. Watch carefully. Some will show their true colors when they see what has been placed in your possession. Jealousy may rise. Hidden envy may surface. Old relationships may return, not out of love, but out of greed. Yet you cannot allow their motives to cloud your mission. You are not called to satisfy the expectations of people. You are called to fulfill the assignment given to you. Chosen one, think of this billionaire transfer as a tool, a key that unlocks doors no man can shut. Use it to step into spaces that were once closed to you. Use it to lift the voices of those who had none. Use it to plant seeds in places that will continue to bear fruit long after you are gone. This is the higher purpose of divine wealth. It is generational, it is foundational, and it is transformational. But let me remind you, wealth does not protect you. Wisdom does. The spotlight of abundance can attract both admiration and attack. Do not be naive in believing that everyone will celebrate your rise. Some will try to exploit it, others will attempt to sabotage it, and many will silently hope for your downfall. Yet their plots cannot succeed, because what is being placed in your hands is not man-made. It is God-ordained. And what He ordains cannot be undone. Chosen one, stand tall in this season. Walk in the authority of one who has been entrusted with much. Move with strategy, speak with caution, and act with courage. Because this billionaire transfer is not only wealth, it is destiny clothed in currency, purpose wrapped in resources, and calling manifested through provision. This is why it is not for everyone. It was always meant for you. Chosen one, now that the weight of this revelation has settled in your spirit, you must realize something deeper. You were never being prepared for wealth alone. You were being prepared for stewardship. This is why your path looked different, why you were tested in areas others never had to face, why losses came before gains, and why isolation came before recognition. Every season that broke you was actually shaping you into someone who could carry this mantle of divine transfer without being destroyed by it. Wealth in the wrong hands becomes a curse, but wealth in the right hands becomes a weapon against darkness. This is why the transfer skipped many and came directly to you. It is because you have been proven. The fire did not consume you, the storms did not drown you, and the betrayals did not destroy you. You rose through it all, scarred yet stronger. And now heaven places in your hands what others only dreamed of touching. This is not luck. This is destiny. As you walk forward, do not measure this transfer only in money. See it as influence, as access, as divine leverage. Doors that were once locked are about to swing wide open, not because of who you know, but because of what you carry. This billionaire transfer is not just about zeros in an account. It is about the authority it unlocks. With it, you can change systems, shift environments, and rewrite the future of generations connected to you. That is why it is sacred. But with sacred responsibility comes sacred protection. Do not fear the attacks that will come with your rise. Yes, they will talk. Yes, they will plot. Yes, some will even gather against you. But chosen one, remember this: what is divinely transferred cannot be divinely reversed. Once heaven releases it into your life, no man, no demon, no institution has the power to take it back. You are covered, guarded, and secured in this season. So hold your head high, chosen one. Walk not as one who stumbled into fortune, but as one who was destined for it. Carry yourself with the weight of purpose, the grace of wisdom, and the authority of heaven. Because this billionaire transfer is not random, it is not casual, it is not for everyone, it is for you. And the world will soon see why. Chosen one, the transfer is not just numbers shifting in unseen accounts. It is life shifting in visible ways. You will begin to notice that the air around you feels different, as though time itself bends to accommodate your presence. Opportunities will not trickle in. They will flood. People you once struggled to reach will suddenly reach out to you. The same doors that were slammed shut in your face will now stand open, waiting for your entrance. This is the manifestation of divine transfer. It is not gradual, it is explosive, and it leaves no doubt that heaven's hand is upon you. But with this shift, you must remain rooted. The billionaire transfer does not change who you are. It reveals who you have always been. Do not allow the shine of what is being given to distract you from the source that provided it. Your foundation must remain unshaken, because the higher the blessing, the stronger the storm that follows. This is why humility is your shield, and wisdom is your weapon. With these, no matter how high you are lifted, you will never fall. You will also notice people being drawn to your presence, not because of your outward appearance, but because of the atmosphere you carry. There is something about a chosen one who has been prepared in fire, refined through tests, and now crowned with reward. They radiate a frequency that draws what belongs to them and repels what does not. This magnetic energy will be felt by those around you. Some will come to honor it, some will come to learn from it, and others may come to test it. Stand firm in your discernment, for not every voice that applauds you is for you. As you carry this transfer, remember this: money is not the miracle, you are. The transfer is a tool, but you are the vessel. And vessels are chosen not only for what they can hold, but for what they can pour out. What is flowing into your life is not just for you to enjoy, but for you to multiply, to distribute, to invest in places heaven directs. You are not simply a receiver, you are a distributor of divine abundance. So walk forward with clarity. Chosen one. This transfer is evidence of who you are and what you carry. Do not waste it. Do not cheapen it. Do not hide it. Move with grace, with confidence, and with the knowing that this billionaire transfer is not for everyone. It is for you, and the world will know it by the fruit you bear. Chosen one, when the transfer arrives, it does not simply enrich your account, it reshapes your destiny. The weight of this blessing requires stewardship, not recklessness. A billionaire transfer is not a moment to indulge every desire, but a call to manage heaven's resources with precision. The same hands that sowed in lack must now learn how to govern in overflow. If you do not carry discipline, the blessing can slip through your fingers as quickly as it entered. This is why preparation was necessary. It built the character that can now sustain the abundance. Understand that wealth is not maintained by chance. It is maintained by alignment. The transfer is not just financial, it is strategic. God has positioned you to move with influence in circles you could never access before. This means you must protect your energy as much as you protect your finances. Not every handshake is worth your time, and not every invitation deserves your presence. Just as wealth attracts opportunity, it also attracts distraction. Your task is to discern the difference. You will find that people will suddenly present ideas, business ventures, and endless promises of partnership. Some of them will appear golden, but not everything that glitters is pure. You must remember that the true billionaire transfer is not about multiplying numbers, it is about multiplying impact. If an opportunity does not align with your spirit, your purpose, and your divine assignment, you must walk away without hesitation. For a chosen one, no is as powerful as yes. There will also be those who try to manipulate your generosity. They will come with tears, with stories, with convincing speeches designed to make you loosen your grip. But chosen one, generosity must be guided by wisdom. Giving without discernment does not bless. It drains. Protect the flow of your abundance by directing it where heaven leads, not where human voices beg. Remember, you are a steward, not a servant of demand. And as you manage this transfer, know that heaven is watching how you handle it. The way you protect, multiply, and direct these resources determines the legacy you will leave behind. This transfer is not an end, it is a beginning. It is the foundation upon which empires will rise, communities will be transformed, and generations will be secured. Handle it with care. Chosen one. For you are not carrying money. You are carrying destiny, disguised as wealth. Chosen one. When this transfer manifests, the world around you will begin to shift in ways you cannot ignore. Influence will begin to surround you, not because you demanded it, but because wealth commands a voice in rooms where silence once kept you invisible. Suddenly, people who overlooked you will search for your presence. Doors that were locked will swing open, not because of who you know, but because of what you now carry. This is the nature of divine transfer. It elevates your visibility without you needing to announce yourself. Be aware, however, that with this elevation comes new dynamics in your relationships. Some who once walked beside you may begin to feel insecure in your light. Their tone may change, their words may grow colder, and their support may turn into silent envy. This is not a reflection of your blessing. It is a reflection of their inability to celebrate what God has placed in your hands. Do not be surprised if some people distance themselves. The transfer was not meant for them, and their spirit knows it. At the same time, you will attract a new circle of influence. Visionaries, leaders, creators, and innovators will be drawn to you, not for your money, but for the energy and wisdom that wealth has unlocked within you. You will notice that conversations will shift. You will no longer be speaking only of survival, but of expansion, of legacy, of building what cannot be shaken. This is where your influence begins to transcend money and transform into authority. But remember, chosen one, authority without humility is dangerous. The transfer may give you access to thrones, but it is your character that will keep you seated. People will watch not only what you do with your wealth, but how you carry yourself as you wield it. They will study your speech, your habits, your generosity, and your discipline. You are no longer living for yourself alone. You are now an example, a blueprint for others who will one day rise as you have. The world will look at you differently, but you must look at the world with the same clarity you always had. Do not let the attention distract you from the mission. Your wealth is not simply to make you comfortable. It is to establish a shift, a movement, a presence that reminds the world of divine providence. The transfer elevates you, but the purpose sustains you. Guard both carefully, for this new chapter demands wisdom greater than before. Chosen one, this transfer will not only transform the way people see you, it will transform the way you see yourself. For so long, you may have carried the weight of struggle, survival, and lack, and without realizing it, those seasons shaped the way you thought about yourself. You may have looked at life through the lens of limits, asking only for enough. But with this transfer, the lens shifts. You will begin to see yourself as more than a survivor. You will see yourself as a builder, a carrier of vision, a vessel of abundance. The habits that once kept you bound to scarcity will no longer have a place in your new reality. Where once you measured opportunities through the eyes of fear, now you will measure them through the eyes of faith. You will begin to ask different questions. Not, how can I afford this? But, how can I expand this? Not, do I belong here? But, what can I establish here? This is the mindset of one who has received divine transfer. It is a shift from maintenance to multiplication. And as this inner shift happens, your external reality will mirror it. The way you carry yourself will evolve. You will walk into spaces with authority, not arrogance, but confidence. You will begin to think in terms of legacy, in terms of building systems and structures that last beyond you. And this is where many will not understand you. They will see you as different, but what they do not realize is that you are no longer thinking only about today. You are thinking about the generations after you. But chosen one, with this expanded vision comes greater responsibility. The billionaire transfer is not only about what enters your account, it is about what flows out of your spirit. You will have to learn how to steward ideas as much as resources. You will need to discern which opportunities align with your calling and which are distractions dressed as offers. You will need to remain anchored in purpose, because wealth without purpose is still poverty in disguise. Do not fear this responsibility. It is evidence that you were chosen for this. If the transfer was not for you, it would have crushed you. But God saw your endurance, your resilience, your ability to carry weight in silence. and now the reward matches the vessel. You were prepared in hiddenness for a reason, so when the overflow comes, it does not overwhelm you, but equips you to overflow into others. Chosen one, the billionaire transfer you are stepping into is bigger than wealth. It is generational. This is not about fleeting riches or momentary recognition. This is about creating foundations that will outlive you. God is not just blessing you. He is establishing a lineage, a flow that will continue through your name long after your hands are gone from this earth. This is why your calling is so weighty, because what begins with you will not end with you, but will echo through generations as a testimony of divine favor.